This is Kiran Kumar, an educator in chemistry, New Vision Institutions. Today we are going to discuss about nomenclature of organic compounds. Before going to that, first we have to understand that the universe is made up of many living things and non-living things, like plants and animals, okay, rocks and many chemical substances. Every plant has a scientific name called botanical name, and every animal has a scientific name called zoological name. Every chemical substance has a scientific name called chemical name. Similarly, every organic compound has its own scientific name called IUPAC name. IUPAC stands for International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. There is a union called International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry, which gives IUPAC name to every chemical substance. Similarly, every plant and animal has a scientific name. Okay, so botanical name for plants and zoological name for animals. If you take human beings have a scientific name called Homo sapiens. Homo sapiens is the scientific name of human being. This scientific name of human being is used by the students across the world. In any country, any student must use the scientific name as Homo sapiens for human beings. But the human beings will be called by different names, say, in different countries by people in their native language. In their native language, they call human beings by different names. So common names will be different in their native languages, but scientific name will be one for every animal and plant, also for chemical substance. So for organic compounds to give IUPAC name means International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry will give a particular name for every organic compound. And naming the organic compound is called nomenclature. Nomenclature stands for it is defined as what? Naming an organic compound is called nomenclature of organic compound. So that naming of organic compound can be given by which system? International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. This union gives a scientific name called IUPAC name or chemical name to every chemical substance. Similarly, to organic compounds we give a special name, IUPAC name, by using certain rules prescribed by IUPAC union, okay, IUPAC system. Now, if you take an example of this structure, imagine this structure. In this structure, if you check it, you have carbon 1, carbon 2, carbon 3, carbon 4, carbon 5, carbon 6. Totally, how many carbon atoms are there? 6 carbon atoms are there. In the previous session, already we have discussed about classification of organic compounds. Now here, in this compound, 6 carbon atoms are joined to form a ring. This is a ring chain. This chain of carbon atoms is called what? Ring chain. Okay, and also you have to remember that there are 6 carbons formed the ring. So it is what? 6-membered ring, we say. 6-membered ring or 6 carbon ring. And in this case now here carbon 1 to the carbon atom 1, here one bond is attached to OH group and another bond is attached to OH group. Where OH group is called functional group. What is OH group called here? Functional group. It is a group of 2 atoms, oxygen atom and hydrogen atom. A group of atoms which gives a specific characteristic features to organic compound is called what? Functional group. Functional group may be a single atom sometimes, like chlorine. Okay, any single atom may be there or group of atoms may be there. So the functional group is nothing but an atom or a group of atoms which contributes characteristic features or characteristic reactions to an organic compound. It's called what? Functional group. It is the functional group of alcohols, we say. This OH group will be present in alcohols. Alcohols are one type of organic compounds. A class of organic compounds called alcohols have the functional groups OH. The functional group OH is present in all alcohol compounds, or we can say the chemical compounds or organic compounds in which OH group is present as functional group are called what? Alcohol. So remember that OH group is the functional group of alcohol. And how many OH groups attached to the chain here? Two OH groups are attached. That is, two functional groups are attached to which carbon atom of the ring? To first carbon. Why we allotted first carbon to this ring is that here, wherever the functional groups attach, that carbon will be allotted number 1 position. And from here, we have taken numbering in clockwise direction. Clockwise direction, we have taken 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, at fourth carbon, how many methyl groups attached here? 2 methyl groups are attached. CH3 is one methyl group, another methyl group here. 2 methyl groups are attached to fourth carbon atom of ring chain. If you take numbering in anti-clockwise direction also, 1, 2, 3, 4, if you take anti-clockwise direction also, fourth carbon itself is getting 2 methyl groups. So we can take either clockwise direction of numbering or anti-clockwise direction of numbering to this ring chain. Now what we have understood that on fourth carbon of this ring chain, there are 2 methyl groups attached. These methyl groups are known as substituents. What are these called? Substituents. That means here, if you take this carbon, at this carbon, already how many bonds are seen here to this carbon atom? 2 bonds are seen. But carbon is what? Tetravalent atom. Carbon should have how many bonds? Totally 4 bonds. So now here this carbon has already 2 bonds. Already how many bonds are there? 2 bonds are there here. So now still this carbon has how many bonds? 2 bonds. The 2 bonds with what? Hydrogen atoms. If we don't mention any atom here, we have to imagine what? Hydrogen atoms to this carbon. So this carbon has already 2 bonds and the remaining 2 bonds with hydrogen. CH imagine here. So we have to understand here it is CH2. CH gets what? This carbon has attached to 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 carbon atom. Totally 2 bonds here and 2 bonds with hydrogen, we have to imagine. So in this case, what happened is that on this fourth carbon atom, 1 hydrogen is replaced by methyl group. Another hydrogen also is replaced by methyl group. That means 2 hydrogen atoms are replaced by 2 methyl groups here. Okay, so these methyl groups are called what here? Substituents, because they are substituted in the place of what? Hydrogen atom. So 2 methyl substituents are there, 2 alkyl groups are attached here to the fourth carbon, and 2 functional groups are attached to first carbon. Okay, now in this case, now what we have to understand is that how many carbon atoms form the ring chain here? 6 carbons. That's why the root word or word root will be what? This one we have to first understand here. In the given structure, first we have to check what now here? What is the root word? Root word is called what here? Word root. This hex is given what now? 5th position in the name. We will discuss about this. And the hex is nothing but a root. What is this called? Root word or word root. Word root indicates what? The number of carbon atoms present in the parent chain. Here the parent chain is what? This ring. This ring chain forms what now? The rings of carbon atoms form what? Parent chain. Now in the parent chain, how many carbon atoms are there? Totally 6 carbons are there. That's why the word root is given what? Hex. If only 1 carbon atom is present in the chain given, in the carbon compound given, we get the root word meth. If there are 2 carbon atoms in the given chain, eth, prop, but for 4 carbons, pent for 5 carbons, hex for 6 carbon atoms here. So if there are 6 carbon atoms in the given chain, in the given carbon chain, we get the word root as what? Hex. Hex is taken. So these all rules are given by what? IUPAC system that we are going to study. First I am taking one example and introducing what? Different parts of the IUPAC name. What will be the different parts of IUPAC name if you come to know? It will be easy to understand the rules. Okay. So in this given ring chain, on first carbon atom, there are 2 functional groups attached, alcohol functional groups, and on fourth carbon, 2 methyl substituents are attached here. Substituents are attached. Now see, in this case, what we have to say that here on which carbon the substituents are present here? On fourth carbon. So we have to say 4, 4. We have to repeat, we have to say the position of this methyl group as well as the position of this methyl group here. So this methyl group is on fourth carbon. This methyl group is also on fourth carbon. So for 2 methyl groups, how many times we have to write? 4. 2 times we have to write. So 4, 4 dimethyl. How many methyl there here totally? 2 methyls are there here. 2 methyl groups are present now. That's why it is called dimethyl. We say di indicates what? 2 times the methyl group is present here. So dimethyl. After this, cyclo. Why we have said cyclo here? The 6 carbon atoms of the parent chain formed the ring chain here. The carbon atoms will link to each other to form long chains. Sometimes straight chains may be formed, sometimes branched chains may be formed, sometimes ring chains are formed here. Okay, by catenation property, the carbon atoms link to each other to form ring chains or normal straight chains or branched chains. So here the 6 carbon atoms linked to each other to form a ring chain here. As it is forming a cyclic structure, it is called cyclo. So we say now 4, 4, 4, 4 dimethyl, 4, 4 dimethyl cyclo, as 6 carbons formed cyclic ring is cyclo. Then hex is for what? How many carbon atoms in the parent chain, in the ring chain? 6 carbons. That's why hex. And AN representing that between the 2 carbons, between any 2 carbons, here between these 2 carbons, single bond. Between second carbon, third carbon, single bond. Third carbon, fourth carbon, single bond. Between any 2 carbons in the parent chain, in the parent ring chain, okay, there are only single bonds. No double bonds, no triple bonds. That's why we give the name AN. So this AN indicates what now here? Suffix. Whatever we write after the word root, whatever we write come under suffix. And whatever we write before the word root. Here word root is what? Hex. Word root or root word is representing what? Number of carbon atoms in the parent chain is 6. That's why we have written word root as what? Hex. Before the word root anything will be called prefix. After the word root anything is called suffix. Are you getting? So here in this case, an is written after the word root now. So it must be called here suffix. So it is one type of suffix. We discussed about this. Now an suffix is representing what here? It is representing the presence of all single bonds between the carbon atoms within the parent chain. Within the ring chain, the parent chain, only single bonds are present between the carbon atoms. So this indicates what now here? An. So this an is indicating that the carbon-carbon bonds are single bonds. Whenever single bond is there between 2 carbon atoms, that single bond must be sigma bond. So there are only sigma bonds in the parent chain. That must be understood here. Whenever there are single bonds between the carbons in the parent chain, that compound must be called saturated compound. Saturated organic compound. Saturated organic compounds have carbon-carbon single bonds. That point keep in mind. Next, here 1, 1 diol I have written here. In this case, ol is representing the name of OH groups. Whenever OH group is present, alcohol functional group is present in the organic compound, its name will be given what? ol. Okay, so the ol is representing what? The name of functional group here. And the CH3 group is called substituent, I told you. Substituent, why this substituent? It is substituted in the place of what? Hydrogen atoms. And the CH3 group is called alkyl group. Alkyl group. The alkyl groups like methyl, ethyl, propyl, isopropyl, butyl, these all alkyl groups will always form simply substituents. They can never be acting as functional groups. CH3 group or any alkyl group cannot act as functional. That point keep in mind. So this methyl groups will be taken as only substituents, but OH groups are taken as what here? Functional groups, because the characteristic reactions, organic reactions, the characteristic organic reactions of this compound will be decided, will be determined by the presence of what? Alcohol groups. So alcohol groups here in this compound will decide the chemical behavior of this compound. That's why this group of 2 atoms, OH group, is called what now? Function of alcohols. Okay, so now in this case, what we have taken, the ol is representing the name of what? OH function groups here. And whenever one type of functional group is there, here only one type of functional group is there, alcohol functional group only is present here. No other functional group is there here. But these 2 are not functional groups. These are simply substituents. If only one kind of functional group is present in the given organic structure, that single functional group will be treated as principal functional group. What is OH group acting as here? The principal functional group, because there is no competition of another functional group here. Only one kind of functional group is there here. That's why that must be taken as what? Principal functional group. So the principal functional group is what? OH group here. So it is given the name what? OL. OL represents what? OH group. How many OH groups are there here? Two are there. When two OH groups are present here, we say diol. Diol represents what? The presence of OH groups two times. Two times they are here. That's why it is what? Diol. Where they are present, the OH groups on first carbon of the parent chain. On the ring chain, on the first carbon, these two OH groups are attached, right? That's why it is called what? 1, 1 diol. 1, 1 diol. Now, this hex is what here? Root word or word roots. That represents what? Presence of 6 carbon atoms in the given parent chain, that is ring chain. Now, before the word root, anything is called what? Prefix. After the word root, anything is called suffix. So I have taken different parts of this IUPAC name. And remember that this total IUPAC name of this compound is a single word. It is a single word. Don't confuse that. It is a group of different words like di, methyl, cyclo, hex. These all group of words don't take here. This total IUPAC name of any organic compound is single word. It is taken as only, considered as what? Only single word it is. But in this parts we have divided to understand easily. This IUPAC name, that is one word, is divided into different parts for convenience. Here, suppose I'm taking this 4 and 4 will be taken as suppose part 1, and part 2 is what? Di here. Part 3 is what? Methyl. I have taken part 4 cyclo, and hex is taken as part 5. An is taken as what? Part 6. 1, 1 taken as 7. And 8th part is what? Di. 9th part is OL I have taken. Now, what are these 1 to 9 parts? We'll try to understand here. So the 1 is representing what here? This 1 is what now? 4, 4. They are positions of what? Methyl groups. Positions of methyl groups here. So 4, 4. These 4, 4 numbers are written before the word root now. That's why they must be prefix. They must come under prefix. And these 4 and 4 are called numbers here. That's why we say number prefixes. How many number prefixes there here? 2. 4 and 4. So 2 times we have to take. Whenever we write numbers, number prefixes, they should be separated by comma. What is the punctuation used here? The comma is used to separate two numbers. Okay. Next, this di. Second part of this IUPAC name is what? Di. Di represents what here? 2 times. 2 times what is repeated? Methyl group is repeated here. So this di is representing a repetition of methyl groups for 2 times. Okay. So this di is taken as what now? Numerical prefix. Numerical prefix is what in this case now? Di. The second part of this IUPAC name is di, and the di representing what? Numerical prefix. Why it is called prefix? Because this di is before word root, so it must be prefix, and it is called numerical. We should not confuse between 4 and di. 4 is called number prefix, whereas di is called numerical prefix. And this methyl, the third part of this IUPAC name, methyl representing what here? The substituent. Which substituent is present in this given structure? Methyl is there. So this methyl is acting as what? Substituent. So it is name of substituent. This part 3 of this IUPAC name is nothing but the name of substituent. The name of substituent called secondary prefix. Secondary prefix. So secondary we can also write like 2 degree. 2 degree prefix or secondary prefix. Why it is called, what is secondary prefix representing here? The secondary prefix indicates the name of substituent in the given structure. If there is no substituent, suppose, this secondary prefix will not be present. If there is a substituent in the given structure, the name of substituent is given as what? Secondary prefix. So how to define secondary prefix of the IUPAC name? The secondary prefix of a given IUPAC name represents the name of a substituent. Name of a substituent. Next, Here cyclo, the cyclo is what? Part 4 of this IUPAC name. So this cyclo is representing what? The ring chain. All 6 carbons of the parent chain formed a ring. That's why it is called cyclo here. So this cyclo is primary prefix. The cyclo is called what? Primary prefix. Primary is written as what? 1 degree. 1 degree prefix or primary prefix. We have to understand. So now here only primary prefix, the only word for primary prefix is what? Cyclo. No other names will be there for cyclo. Means what? For primary prefix. Only cyclo is the word used for primary prefix. Suppose if the 6 carbons here not forming ring, if the 6 carbon atoms form a straight chain, then cyclic structure is not there. In that case, cyclo will be absent. Cyclo is what? Primary prefix. This primary prefix will be absent if the 6 carbons form a straight chain or branched chain. But here the 6 carbons form what? A ring chain. Cyclic structure is there. That's why we use the word cyclo. The cyclo is called what here? Primary prefix. The next. So hex. The part 5. Hex representing what? The number of carbon atoms in the parent chain. How many carbon atoms in the parent chain? 6 carbons. That's why we have written hex. Okay. So after the hex, ANE, that is part 6 of this IUPAC name, is representing what? The presence of only single bonds. Between all carbons in the parent chain, only single bonds are there. Single bonds will be indicating what? The saturation of the organic compound. So if carbon-carbon single bonds only are present in the given organic compound, that must be called what? Saturated organic compound. So it is saturated organic compound. Keep in mind. Next, here 1, 1 representing what? The positions of functional groups. 2 times the functional groups are repeated at which position? First position. So we said 1, 1 diol. Here 1, 1, these 2 numbers, 1 and 1, will be called what? Part 7 will form part 7. They will constitute part 7, which indicates what here? Number suffixes. Why these numbers are called suffixes here? Because these numbers are written after the word root, na? So it must be taken as suffix. So here 1, 1 are called number suffixes, whereas 4, 4 will be called number prefixes. Number suffixes. And di here. This di is called what now here? The part 8 is numerical suffix. Here the di is taken as what? Numerical prefix. Okay. And before this ol, di is representing what here? Numerical suffix, because this di is written after the word root. After word root indicates what here? Suffix. So that is numerical suffix. 1 and 1 will be taken as what? Number suffixes. And ol forms what? Constitutes what? 9th part of this IUPAC name. The 9th part is representing what? Secondary suffix. 2 degree suffix or secondary suffix. Okay. And the 6th part, that is what? AN, indicating what? 1 degree suffix or primary suffix. Primary suffix is an, secondary suffix is ol. And what is primary prefix? Cyclo. And secondary prefix? Methyl. Secondary prefix? Methyl. Cyclo is what? 1 degree prefix. And hex is word root. AN represents 1 degree suffix or primary suffix. And ol is representing what? The presence of functional group, alcohol group, that is secondary suffix. So this IUPAC name in general will start from what now here? Secondary prefix. Then 1 degree primary prefix. After this word root. Then 1 degree suffix. After that ends with, the IUPAC name will end with secondary suffix. Any IUPAC name will start from secondary prefix, will end with secondary suffix. Okay, so these points we have to keep in mind. So I have introduced the different parts of IUPAC name now that we are going to discuss in detail. And as I told you, there will be IUPAC name for given organic compound and also common name. Common name will be different. Common names may be different for chemical compounds, organic compounds. But IUPAC name will be only one. Only one IUPAC name will be there for every organic compound. but that organic compound may have different common names in different areas or regions of the world. Across the world, different common names for a compound may be present, may be used, but IUPAC name must be only one. That is given by what? IUPAC system. So IUPAC stands for what here? International Union. International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. This IUPAC system has certain rules to be studied here that we are going to study. So there will be two names for a given organic compound. So what are the two names here? Common name and IUPAC name. Okay. So now let us discuss the same with the help of a PPT. So what is the meaning of nomenclature here? Nomenclature means naming an organic compound. Naming an organic compound is called nomenclature of organic compound. So there are two names commonly for a given organic compound, namely common name and IUPAC name. Two types of names will be used. Assignment of names to organic compounds is called what? Nomenclature of organic compounds. What is the meaning of nomenclature of organic compounds? Assignment of giving names to organic compounds is called what? Nomenclature of organic compounds. There are mainly two types of systems of nomenclature of organic compounds, namely trivial system and IUPAC system of nomenclature. So trivial or trivial, anything we can say. So trivial system and IUPAC system of nomenclature. Two types of systems are used to represent the name of an organic compound. So in the trivial system, the trivial name, that is common name, we say. Common name is generally based on some property, based on some source sometimes, based on some property of the compound sometimes, or based on the discoverer name. Whoever the person discovered that compound, on the name of discoverer, it will be given sometimes. On the basis of source of organic compound, common name may be given. And the trivial name may also be given based on some property like smell or taste. The trivial names or common names are chosen from what now? Generally Latin or Greek roots. They will be chosen from Latin or Greek roots. Means from Latin language or Greek language, we choose what? The trivial names or common names. So generally common names are taken from the Latin or Greek words. Why? Because these two languages are dead languages. They are not being used by the people nowadays. So they are called dead languages, and from Latin and Greek languages, the words will be taken to give the common names in general. And the name acetic acid, is derived from the Latin word called acetum. This acetum means what? Vinegar. So the vinegar contains which acid in it? Acetic acid. That acetic acid is present in vinegar. So what is the source of acetic acid here? Vinegar. So we have taken the Latin word acetum as the source for giving a common name here. So what is the common name of this substance here? Acetic acid. CH3COOH. CH3COOH is called what? Acetic acid. It is common name and it is derived from the Latin word called acetum. Acetum means what here? Vinegar. Similarly, formic acid. The formula is HCOOH. H bond COOH is called formic acid. So the formic acid is taken from the word formicus. The Latin word formicus means red ants. Formicus meaning over here? Red ants. So from the red ants we get formic acid. So the formic acid source is what here? Red ants. That's why we have taken the word formicus. Formicus in Latin means what? Red ants. So this is about common names. Like this, there are different common names for different types of compounds. So we are going to discuss about what now? Examples of trivial or common names of different organic compounds. And so in the trivial system, we take generally what? Latin name or Greek name we take. Greek word or Latin word generally we take here. So these two we discussed already, acetic acid and formic acid. And next one you see the name oxalic acid. Oxalic acid from oxalis. From the word oxalis, what is taken? oxalic acid is taken. A type of plant it is. And malic acid, the malic acid is taken from Pyrus malus. Pyrus malus is the scientific name or botanical name of apple plant. For apple plant, what is the IUPAC name? Means scientific name here, Pyrus malus. So from this we get malic acid. That's why the malic acid is given the common name from this Pyrus malus scientific name. And citric acid is taken from citrus. From citrus plants we get citric acid. So they have been derived from botanical sources given in the parenthesis. Parenthesis indicates what? Brackets. The brackets what are given? The words given, the sources given here. From these sources we are getting the substances. So they are given particular names here. So oxalic acid is taken from oxalis. Malic acid is taken from Pyrus malus. Citric acid is taken from citrus. So these all are botanical sources taken. And urea and uric acid. Urea and uric acid have been derived their names, okay, from what? Urine, because they are present in what? Urine. In the urine of animals, this urea and uric acid compounds will be present here. That's why they are given urea and uric acid. These two names are taken from what? The word urine, because they are present in urine. And the liquid obtained by destructive distillation of wood. Destructive distillation of wood means when we heat the wood strongly at a high temperature without supplying any air, it is called what? Destructive distillation of the wood. So the liquid obtained by the destructive distillation of wood was named as what? Wood spirit. Wood spirit. Okay. So later on, it was named methyl alcohol. The wood spirit was later on named as what? Methyl alcohol. So Greek source, Greek roots what now here? Methu means spirit. Hul means what? Wood. So both they combined and they have taken what? Methyl alcohol, which is called wood spirit. Okay. Next, the names like glucose. Glucose is taken from sweet. It is sweeter in taste. Okay, sweet in taste. And pentane is taken from the word 5. Pent indicates what? Here 5. If 5 carbons are present, pent, the word pent will be used here. And hexane. Hex indicates what? 6, etc. Were derived from Greek words. From Greek words describing their properties or structures. So the glucose is sweet in taste now. That's why it is taken glucose here. From Greek language we have taken these words. And methane was named as marsh gas because it was produced in marshes. Marshy soil means what now? The soil which is mixed with water and it forms a slurry. So the marshy soils will emit what? Will evolve what? Methane gas. That's why the methane gas is also called marsh gas. It was also named as fire damp as it formed explosive mixture with air. So whenever this methane mixes with air, the mixture will be explosive in nature. That's why it is called fire damp. Some other examples of common names are tabulated here. For example, some of the examples we'll discuss. And CH4 is one compound whose common name is methane. And C2H2 is having what? Common name of acetylene. Okay. And next, if you take HCHO, it is called formaldehyde. So the solution of formaldehyde is called formalin solution. In that formalin solution, we preserve the dead animals. The dead animals will be preserved in what? Formaldehyde solution called formalin solution. And acetone. Acetone is nothing but nail paint remover. To remove the nail paint and to apply another nail paint, we use what? Some liquid called acetone. Acetone formula is what? CH3 taken twice CO. CH3 taken twice CO. Okay, it's called acetone. And ethyl alcohol. Okay, in beverages like beer, brandy, whiskey, we have what? Ethyl alcohol as important constituent. And CH3, CH2OH is called what? Ethyl alcohol. Ethyl alcohol is the important solvent in laboratory activities next to water. What is universal solvent? Water. Next to water, what is the best solvent used? Ethyl alcohol. And so we have different types of compounds like CHI3. CHI3 is called what? Iodoform. CHCl3 is called chloroform. Chloroform is anesthetic substance. It acts as what? Anesthesia. Okay, anesthetic substance we say. So like this, different compounds like C6H6 what? Benzene. CH3COOH is having the common name of acetic acid. Suppose you take benzene. Benzene is common name as well as IUPAC name. Benzene itself is IUPAC name as well as common name. Okay. So like this, toluene. Toluene also is IUPAC as well as common name. C6H5 CH3 is called toluene. Okay. Like this, many examples we have. And one more example you can take, C6H5OH. C6H5OH is called what? Phenol. Phenol. So phenol is what? Common name of C6H5OH. And phenol also is IUPAC as well as common name. Many organic compounds such as aromatic organic compounds have both common and IUPAC name, one and the same. And IUPAC system of nomenclature. In order to rationalize the system of naming, International Congress of Chemists called Geneva System. International Congress of Chemists, that union was called what? Geneva System of Nomenclature was held for the first time in 1892. Before IUPAC system, there was another system proposed, introduced, called Geneva System in 1892. Later on, it was developed as what? IUPAC system. So later on, the IUPAC system of nomenclature was introduced in 1947. In 1892, the first system to give particular name to organic compounds was Geneva system was introduced. After that, it was developed from time to time, and we got IUPAC system in 1947. And the modified IUPAC nomenclature was published in 1979. In 1979, we got what? The modified IUPAC system. They made many changes in 1947 IUPAC system, and they published in what? 1979 for the first time in journals. In the IUPAC system, the name of an organic compound consists of three parts. What are the mainly three parts here? Word root or root word, suffix and prefix. The prefix is written before the word root, suffix is written after the word root. Mainly we take three parts: word root, suffix and prefix. And word root. The word root represents what now? The number of carbon atoms. So the word root denotes the number of carbon atoms present in the given carbon chain. In the given carbon chain, the number of carbon atoms will be given by word root. For example, if the number of carbon atoms is 5 in the given compound, suppose, the word root is what? Pent. The word root is pent if there are 5 carbon atoms in the given structure. And if there are 6 carbon atoms in the given structure, the word root is hex. So the table of different types of word roots. Like for one carbon in the chain, the carbon chain, if one carbon is there, the carbon chain length is only one carbon, then the word root is used is what? Mith. Then 2 carbons, ith. 3 carbons, pro. But, pent, hex, hept, oct, non, dec, and C11, undec, C12, dodec, and tridec, tetradec, pentadec, hexadec, heptadec, octadec, nonadec, and icos. Icosane. Icosane contains how many carbons? C20. C20 means 20 carbon atoms will be present in icosane. And decane. Decane contains how many carbon atoms? 10 carbons. Pentane contains how many carbon atoms? 5 carbon atoms. So the number of carbon atoms in the parent carbon or parent carbon chain is understood by the word root. The word root gives an idea about the number of carbon atoms present in the parent chain. So this point we have to understand. So the next part of this IUPAC nomenclature of organic compounds will continue in the next class. Thank you.